Yo, it's your boy Casual with The Silent, a podcast. And man, we're back with another one. And a quick one at that. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time. We appreciate that love. And for this, let's get straight into it. Has the 154-pound division finally found its monster, its cheat code, the issue in the division in the likes of Sebastian Fundora? July 19, 2025, he dismantled, disrupted, and picked apart the likes of Tim Tszyu. In the rematch from last year, 2024, which was a close fight, a good scrap, and many thought that, even ourselves here, thought Tim Tszyu only lost because of the cut on the top of his head, which blurred his vision, and I will still stick by that. The difference now is, fast forward to 2025, is that I think Sebastian Fundora learned from that loss and has finally started to use his attributes. He's a 6'4" monster. I think he's actually a little bit taller than that. This man, this phenom, the towering Inferno, in a 154-pound division, to be that tall and able to make weight comfortably, you would have thought was an issue from the get-go. Now, he got knocked out by the likes of Mendoza, right? For fighting too close. For some reason, the old Fundora, and I'm going to say old Fundora for now, tend to fight in a pocket, especially for a tall fighter. But I think after the Tim Tszyu loss, and you would thought after the Mendoza beatdown, or let me not say beatdown, the knockout from Mendoza, he would have learned his lesson to use his height, reach attributes. But I really do believe it, for some whatever reason, it was the Tim Tszyu close fight, that close decision that he won, by the way. Wasn't even a loss for him. He won that. He switched his whole game. He's finally using the blessed attributes that he does have. He was born with this gift of height, reach, and ability to make 154 pounds and still have a decent bit of power and pop on. Many would have told you, why is this man not using his reach? Why is this man fighting in the pocket, bending down, giving up his height? He's been doing that for years and it's been successful. Sometimes we get in our own way. Sometimes if it works, don't try to fix it. And unfortunately for him, he got in that way. I mean, ask of plenty of other fighters that fall into the love of power or their style, and it's been working for them until they run into the wrong fight. I think the Mendoza fight to him with that knockout loss was a one-off. But then he saw how close the fight was with him and Tim Tszyu, a much smaller fighter. And then people talking that he really should have lost the fight, that starts to eat at you. So after that fight, he switched his whole style. And Sebastian Fundora has finally started using that reach, started using that jab, started keeping his head back out of harm's way as much as possible. He still gives up a few things, and old habits die hard, but now that what we saw on July 19, 2025, has the 154-pound division finally found something that is difficult to handle. That version of Fundora that we saw taking on Tim Tszyu, and I know a lot of people are giving Tim Tszyu, issues about quote-unquote quitting, but the brother took a beating. And I didn't realize how small Tim Tszyu was, really. I did see it in the Joey Spencer fight, but Tim Tszyu was one of the smaller 154-pounders, by the way. Even smaller taking on the likes of Tim Tszyu. That man, from round 1 through 7, I believe was when it was stopped, he gave it his all. Tim Tszyu finally figured out how to be the monster in the 154-pound division, and it came at the time he got the rematch with Tim Tszyu, and Tim Tszyu realized that. As he sat in his corner, getting ready to come back out for another round, he realized, man, I'm not sure I have what it takes left in me. I already given up a lot. And he started having success, Tim Tszyu. I think that's why a lot of people are upset. He started having some good success and coming back. But he was given so much of him, he didn't have really a lot left. And he saw the writing on the wall. This phenom, the towering Inferno, has now arrived. At the 154-pound division, he is a problem. He is a monster. He is something to be dealt with. It's only going to take a special talent to beat him, especially if you do not have any height in that division. All those guys usually walk around still the same as welterweight, about between 5'8" to 5'10" is the average height, right? We got a few walking around 6 foot. To beat a man like Sebastian Fundora, you're going to have some defense, some footwork, and some body work. That's the one thing Tim Tszyu did not implement when fighting Sebastian Fundora. I was really upset. We called it live. You're going to have to know how to dig to the body, get inside his range, and chop him down. But more importantly, you're going to have some power to beat Sebastian Fundora. You're not beating him without power. He's finally figured out his reach. He's finally figured out a good jab. He's finally figured out how to keep himself out of harm's way. To beat a man like that, you're going to have to get in there and clip him when it means it and get in that body and slow him down and make him drop. Tag the ribs, tag the liver, drop him. Make him come back down. He's not giving up the height willingly no more. You got to drop that kind of fighter, and that's going to be tough for all the fighters remaining in the 154-pound division. Yes, I know Boots Ennis just got there. We got to see what he looks like. I think he can beat him. He's got good skills. I think Virgil Ortiz can do some good work. He's got good power. Outside of that, it gets tough. I think Madrimal's movement can keep him busy. I know Jermell Charlo is somewhat coming back. I know Erickson Lubin is still there and make his resurgence. I think Erickson Lubin is a terrible style matchup again for him. We saw how that fight went. It was exciting, fight of the year, but that version that he fought of Fundora was the same version that Tim Tszyu fought last year, 2024, that man doesn't exist anymore. He's not giving up that height. He's going to beat that man down. No disrespect. The Fundora that we saw, if he sticks to this, by the way, if he stays this new Fundora, this monster, this El Monstro Fundora, that's a tough man to beat. You got to have a special skill set to beat him. He's still the champion, and he has a good chance to unify. In a really good chance, it sounds crazy, but to undisputed at 154 pounds. If he stays smart, stays fighting like he did that night, I know it was just against Tim Tszyu. We can't just write everything off. Styles make fights, but that's a tough man to beat. I mean, just looking at him from the get-go, if he can make the weight comfortably and stay strong, tough man to beat with that kind of height advantage, but not impossible to beat. So who will be the monster slayer is yet to be seen. There's some skills out there. There's some guys that can do it. But salute to that man, salute to that warrior in the likes of Sebastian, the Towering Inferno. I was impressed and I was shocked about what he did. I didn't think he could fight his natural instincts to just get in there and slug it out, but he did. He fought smart, and he did what people have been asking him to do for years since he started fighting, and that's use his attributes. And now that he's combining that with sharp punches and power, this man is officially a problem. He's always been the Towering Inferno, but I'm dubbing him today the El Monstro, the problem in the 154-pound division. One that has to be dealt with quickly before he learns even any more tricks and takes his division over and moves up to maybe 160 pounds. Anyways, that's our opinion on this. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time. It's your boy Cash Representative Podcast. Until the next time, peace.